Shalom, my friend. You are sitting at a table. The white cloth is crisp, the silverware is heavy. The aroma of a perfectly cooked meal fills the air. You are relaxed, you are happy. You feel that this dinner is a reward for your hard work. You look across the table at your guest. Maybe it is a long-time friend. Maybe it is a relative. Maybe it is a business associate you are trying to help. They are talking, they are laughing, they are reaching for the bread, and I am here to tell you that with every bite you swallow, you are taking a spiritual poison into your system. You are not just consuming calories, you are consuming their chaos, you are ingesting their debt, you are swallowing their reshimo, the spiritual residue of their failure. Today we are going to talk about the law of the altar. We are going to expose the table trap. We are going to dive into a concept that the billionaires and the high-level strategists of the Torah world understand better than anyone else. The table is not a place for social entertainment. It is a place of spiritual sacrifice. I am going to teach you why the person sitting across from you is either a battery that charges your mazal or a parasite that drains your soul. I am Rabbi Boaz, the Torah life strategist, and today we are going to learn how to guard your mouth, not just from what goes out, but from the energy that comes in while you eat. We are going to learn why the elite never share a meal with low-frequency people, and why your willingness to be nice and eat dinner with anyone is the reason your wealth feels like it is constantly evaporating. This is the most visceral protection you will ever learn. You have protected your house. You have protected your clothes. You have protected your wallet. Now you must protect the very fuel of your existence. Let's go deep into the mechanics of the shulchan and the poisoned table. To understand why eating with the wrong person is dangerous, we have to look at the Kabbalistic view of the shulchan, the table. The Talmud teaches us a shocking truth. Since the temple was destroyed, a man's table atones for him like the altar. Think about that. Your dining table is a miniature mizbeach, a sacrificial altar. In the temple, the sacrifices were offered to God to create a rayak nikoach, a pleasing aroma, and to draw down shefa, abundance, into the world. When you eat, you are performing a holy act. You are taking physical matter, food, and elevating it into energy for your soul to serve the Creator. This is why we wash our hands before bread. This is why we say blessings. But here is the secret. When you eat with someone, you are creating a yichud, a spiritual union. You are mixing your nefesh, your animal soul, with theirs. In the spiritual realm, the table is a field of exchange. Everything the other person is feeling, everything they are thinking, and everything they are carrying spiritually is being broadcasted into the food on the table. If they are angry, the food is seasoned with anger. If they are in debt, the food is soaked in the frequency of lack. If they are jealous of you, the food is literally poisoned by the ayin hara, the evil eye. As you eat, your body is in a state of reception. Your digestive system is open. Your yesod is active. You are literally incorporating their energy into your DNA. This is why you feel heavy or sick after eating with certain people. Even if the food was high quality, it wasn't the gluten. It wasn't the fat. It was the klippa, the shell of the person sitting across from you. A billionaire knows that his mazel is fragile. He will not risk his high-performance energy by mixing it with the toxic vapor of a loser. Let's talk about the 3 specific people you must never, ever eat dinner with if you want to protect your bank account and your sanity. Person number 1, the chronic complainer, the Baal Lashon Hara. This is the person whose mouth is a fountain of chaos. They sit down and immediately start talking about how bad the world is. They complain about their boss. They complain about their health. They complain about the price of the steak. In Kabbalah, speech is ruach, spirit. When they speak words of lack and negativity over the food, they are programming the food. They are turning the altar into a grave. The Zohar teaches that Lashon Hara, evil speech, creates a cloud of impurity that hovers over the speaker. When you eat with them, you are sitting inside that cloud. You are breathing it in. You are swallowing it. You might think you are just listening to be a good friend, but your body is accepting the data. You're training your subconscious mind to accept complaining as a natural state. By the time the check comes, your drive has been lowered. Your vision has been blurred. You have accepted the reality of struggle as your own. I had a client who was a high-level developer. He used to have a weekly lunch with an old childhood friend who was a perpetual victim. This friend would spend 60 minutes crying about his bad luck. My client thought he was being loyal. I told him, "You're eating a poverty sandwich every Tuesday." Within a month of cutting those lunches, my client's productivity tripled. He realized that he had been sedated by his friend's negativity. Never share your altar with someone who uses their mouth to destroy the world. Person number 2, the envious scanner, the eye at the table. This is the most dangerous person of all. This is the person who is counting your bites. They aren't interested in the conversation. They are interested in your status. They are looking at your watch. They are looking at how you talk to the waiter. They are calculating in their head how much this dinner is costing and why you can afford it while they can't. This is the ayin hara in its most potent form. In the Torah, we are warned, "Do not eat the bread of a man with an evil eye." Proverbs 23:6. Why? Because as he calculates in his soul, so is he. The verse continues. "Eat and drink," he says to you, but his heart is not with you. This person is a spiritual hacker. They are using the intimacy of the meal to look for your weaknesses. Their jealousy creates a din, judgment, against your abundance. As you are enjoying your success, they are silently prosecuting you in the heavenly court. They are saying, "Why does he have this?" This thought form enters the food. When you swallow that food, you're swallowing their judgment. You are literally eating the energy that wants to take your wealth away. Have you ever noticed that after eating with someone like this, you suddenly have bad luck? You lose your keys. You get a parking ticket. A client cancels. This is not a coincidence. You have activated the evil eye by letting it sit at your altar. The wealthiest people in the world are extremely selective about their dinner guests. They only eat with people who have ayin tova, a good eye. People who are genuinely happy for their success. Because when two people with a good eye eat together, the table becomes a frequency multiplier. The abundance of one charges the other, but the envious scanner is a black hole. They take your light and give you back their darkness. Never let a person who resents your success sit where you eat. Person number 3. The ungrateful taker, the one who eats the bread of shame. This is the person who expects you to pay. They sit down, order the most expensive item on the menu, and never even offer to reach for the check. Or if they do pay, they do it with a heavy heart, grumbling about the cost. In Kabbalah, this is called Nahama de Kisufa, the bread of shame. This person has no vessel for gratitude. Because they are not grateful to the Creator, they cannot be grateful to you. Gratitude is the seal of the meal. When you say a blessing or express genuine thanks, you are sealing the energy of the food so it can be transformed into blessing. The ungrateful taker leaves the vessel open. They consume the energy but give nothing back. This creates a spiritual vacuum at the table. When you eat with a taker, you are feeding a parasite. You are signaling to the universe that you are okay with leaking your resources into a void. This attracts more voids into your life. You will find that your employees start taking advantage of you. Your contractors start overcharging you. Why? Because you have set the table frequency to exploitation. You must only share your table with givers, people who understand the law of exchange. Even if they have less money than you, They should bring gratitude, wisdom, or joy to the table. If they bring nothing but an empty stomach and a sense of entitlement, they are poisoning your mazal. They are training you to be a victim of the void. Now let's talk about the billionaire seating chart. How do the masters of wealth handle social eating? They follow the royal protocol. Rule 1. The solitary morning. Most high-level earners eat their breakfast alone or only with their spouse. They understand that the first sacrifice of the day must be pure. They don't want the world's chaos in their system before they've even started their work. They use the morning meal to fuel the vision. Rule 2. The peer only. Rule for dinner. They rarely eat down socially. If they are eating with someone less successful, it is a mentorship session where they are the ones programming the table. But for their own nourishment, they eat with peers or mentors. They want to eat in a field of victory. Rule 3. The salt and water shield. You will notice that in a Jewish home, there's always salt on the table. We dip the bread in salt. Why? Salt represents the covenant of salt. Salt never rots. Salt preserves. Spiritually, salt kills the klipo. It prevents the negative energy of the guests from infecting the bread. If you must eat with someone you don't trust, ensure there is salt on the table. Use it. It is your chemical defense for the soul. Let's talk about the nice guy fallacy. Many of you feel guilty saying no to a dinner invitation. You think, it's just one meal, I can handle it. You are being arrogant. You think your soul is stronger than the laws of spiritual physics. It isn't. Even the great Moses was influenced by the people he surrounded himself with. You are not more powerful than Moses. If you sit in a seat of scorners, you will become a scorner. If you eat the bread of the envious, you will become a target. Stop being a social doormat. Your time is holy. Your table is an altar. You don't invite a clown to perform a sacrifice in the temple. Why are you inviting a chaos bringer to perform a sacrifice in your dining room? The nice guy wants everyone to like him. The billionaire wants the Creator to bless him. You cannot have both. If you are a friend to everyone, you are a friend to no one, including yourself. Set your boundaries today. Decide who is table-worthy. This is the highest form of self-respect. Now, what do you do if you are trapped? What if you are at a wedding or a corporate event and you are seated next to a mazal poisoner? You must use the emergency table protocol. Step 1. The internal barrier. You must mentally disconnect. Visualize a wall of glass between you and the person. You can talk to them, you can be polite, but you do not open your heart. You stay in a state of observation, not reception. Step 2. The bread shield. Do not share a loaf of bread with them. If there is a communal basket, take your piece and put it on your plate. Do not let your hands touch theirs over the food. This prevents the direct transfer of energy. Step 3. The salt defense. As I mentioned, use the salt. If there isn't salt, use black pepper or something sharp. Sharp flavors, sharif, tend to break up stagnant energy. Step 4. The post-meal purge. As soon as you leave that table, you must reset. Wash your hands with cold water up to the wrists. Say the grace after meals, Birkat Hamazon, with extra intensity. The words of the blessing act as a spiritual detox. They purge the foreign reshimo from your system before it can enter your bloodstream. But why go through all this drama? The easiest way to stay clean is to not get dirty. Stop accepting dinner invites from people who drain you. Stop doing lunch with people who are going nowhere. The lunch meeting is often a mazal leak disguised as networking. If they don't have a specific value to offer, and they don't have a high frequency, they are just feeding on your time and your energy. I want to address the family table. This is the hardest one. You have a brother who is always broke and always complaining. You have a mother-in-law who scans your house for things to criticize. Do you stop eating with them? No, they are family. But you change the architecture of the meal. You become the high priest of that table. You control the conversation. The moment they start complaining, you interrupt. You steer the talk toward gratitude. You steer it toward vision. You overpower their frequency with yours. If you cannot control the table, then shorten the meal. Eat quickly, say the blessing, and move to the living room. Do not let the sacrificial act of eating be prolonged in a toxic atmosphere. You are the architect. You set the rules. I want you to look at your calendar for the next 7 days. Who are you eating with? Audit every name. Ask yourself, does this person have a good eye? Do they bring life to the table, or are they a void? If they are a void, cancel the dinner. Use the time to eat alone in peace or eat with your spouse in love. You will notice a strange thing happen. Your digestion will improve. Your sleep will improve. And suddenly, your financial intuition will get sharper. Why? Because you are no longer filtering the background noise of other people's failures. You are clear. You are pure. You are ready to hear the still, small voice of opportunity. Wealth is not just about hustle. It is about alignment. You cannot align with the infinite while you are tangled up with the limited. Your table is the most powerful manifestation tool you own. Use it to build your empire, not to host a funeral for your luck. I want you to make a vow to the Master of the universe. My table is your altar. I will keep it holy. I will only share my bread with those who respect the light. I will not swallow the chaos of others. I will be the sovereign of my sanctuary. When you make this commitment, the universe starts sending you high-frequency guests. You will start getting invites from people who are more successful than you. You will start eating at tables of power. Why? Because you have shown that you respect the altar. You have shown that you are a professional steward. The world is a giant dinner party, and you just got promoted to the VIP section. Stop eating with the scavengers and start feasting with the lions. The bread of effort is holy. The wine of joy is your right. Protect your mazal. Protect your table. I am Rabbi Boaz. Your soul is the blueprint. Your life is the construction. Now go and clear your guest list. Shalom.